And a very good afternoon to everyone who is joining us right now. Now, on Facebook and also Zoom viewers, I know that you just ended as your lunch and getting ready for an exciting, thrilling session ahead. Now, what other better days than today to kick off as our campaign launch, as today that we have finally commemorated as the first day of RMCO. And of course, there's a lot of great news. While people are going back normalcy, more importantly, you'll be thrilled with today's session for the next 1 hour. So very good afternoon once again for those friends who just joined us. And be it whether you're watching on Facebook and Zoom right now, feel free to be introducing yourself on Zoom. Just leave your names in the chat box, and also on Facebook, social media, leave your details on the comment box as well. Now, thank you all for joining us as this exciting concept campaign launch. My name is Arthur Tan, and I bid you welcome to the Pentaip official campaign launch. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate the entire Pentaip team for working tirelessly for months to bring where they are today. So could you guys just give us send lots of hearts, send lots of love on the social media, and of course in Zoom itself, give some virtual applause for our Pentaip team. Those on social media, share all your hearts, all your love. If you're from Penang, come on, Penang Lang, Penang Mari. So what you could do is just share to either on your feed or any groups that you believe this session will be adding lots of value. And this is at least that what Pentaip would be expecting from you guys. Well, when there's a good knowledge, when there's a good information, sharing it's caring, right? Now, so let me walk you through what's going to be the flows for today. As I am introducing the whole entire concept show, I also will be introducing the founders, the founding teams who will be presenting, both CEO and also CMO. And they're going to walk you through what Pentaip is all about, from the entire concept to the product, to the service, to the team vision, and a review. And finally, we are going to end this session with a quick interactive session with the founders. Now, to many investors, has always been an ideology for the rich and elites to access into our untapped investment portfolio, which results to create our society, the wealth distribution gap wider. Now, eliminating the possibilities for the mass and also middle income earners to gain an equal opportunity, and leaving us with a very conservative returns. Now, what if, imagine this, what if, imagine the possibility for everyone to experience an equal investment opportunity as the rich? Imagine your wealth were able to grow exponentially without taking too much risk. And imagine your financial dreams were able to materialize while you're busy living a life on a daily basis. Ladies and gents, my dear friends, introducing you Pentaip, the world's first robo-exchange, industrial age 4.0, and more importantly, the second wave of artificial intelligence. Here we are. I'll be introducing you the co-founding team. Now, this founding team has vast experience of running technology and investment as well. Our CEO, Mr. Yeong from Penang, is a CEO and a founder, and he has huge passion in this particular area. Now, when I talk about serial entrepreneur, he has vast knowledge, expertise in the wealth management and investment alongside with technology. Now, he's also the synergy of founding team, which is licensed by SC Malaysia, and currently standing at a valuation of 70 million. Now, he has 10 years of investment experiences and also 5 years quantitative experiences. Now, these are the guys that are working tirelessly to be where they are, able to connect the dots, able to conceptualize, bringing a second wave of artificial intelligence into wealth management. They're not only able to successfully disrupt the entire wealth management industry, but they were able to connect the dots of bringing investment to technology. I wouldn't want to be a spoiler because as I believe Yeong and the team will have plenty to share and they're going to blow your mind in every single possibility. To assist him to materialize this vision and this dream, it's Ko, being a CTO, and he has 21 years as an engineer experience. He uses the big data and also AI, and also achieves a PhD in the blockchain. He has the wide knowledge of a full stack development. Both of them come together and to be able to materialize this vision and bringing massive impact, massive value to the users and to the consumers. Sitting right on the VP position, it's none other than Mr. William Du, being the CEO of Engineers House, and he has 25 years of management advisory. And his advice were able to materialize the dream and the vision of Pentaip, bringing it to an IPO, as well as their vision of Pentaip. Now today we also are very delighted to be hearing Vikki, who is being the CMO of Pentaip, where they are going to share the entire concept and the product and what really Pentaip really means. But before that, why not? With that being said, I'd like to introduce now our presenters for today, both the CEO and also the CMO. Here we are, Vikki, we have you here. How are you feeling right now?
Hi. I'm feeling good. I mean, first time doing a presentation on Facebook Live, so I think it's pretty exciting.
Wonderful, wonderful. You look very prepared. Definitely getting ready, to really all the ways, to charge all the way up. Now, I believe that, I mean, some participants are right now on Facebook and Zoom as well. Could you just really walk us through what really Pentaip is all about?
So what Pentaip is really a fintech company that started back in March 2019. What we do is, what we're trying to do is using big data and then try to visualize for them and to really simplify it, we're doing investment AI, which is robo-advisors for the people.
All right. So Vikki, I know that you have already sort of prepared a presentation yourself and also Yeong as well. So what we can expect is today to hear from the both of you.
So today we'll be talking a little bit about the concept as well as the product features and what is really behind Pentaip's technology and how we really shape that idea out so that it becomes extremely accessible to people and user-friendly as well, and how we are able to really transform their wealth management.
Well, Vikki, I'm very excited. So with that being said, my dear friends, ladies and gents, those who are tuning in on Facebook and Zoom, let's enjoy the show and let's hear how the AI 2.0 that will be revolutionized as an investment in the wealth management industry. So with that, Vikki, over to you, and you can expand your slide.
So let me introduce a little bit about Pentaip's concept. The first thing that when we designed this product, we really took the user in our mind. So what is AI really? That it has really transformed throughout the 10 years, no matter if it's in automotive industry, no matter if it's in financial, no matter if it's in medical healthcare, it really has helped us make our life a lot more efficient in storing data, as well as learning into how people are having a more easier life through just technology. And then what we are at the moment is that AI 2.0 during 2020 is that we're trying to make a whole Robo-advisor Exchange to have them invest in the different robo-advisors with their own outlook. So if they were to see something like they really care about solar systems or they really love ethical investing, they're able to invest in that with just a very minimum amount of money. So if you look at the banking services norm right now, when you look at COVID-19, when it's happening, there was such a long line in Malaysia, especially in all the cities, because a lot of people they really care about their wealth management. And when it comes to service, the banks are not able to really cater on what they're working at. So when you look at the customers, it's always a very, very long line. And then the message will be really going from front desk to back end, and then to manager. And how has the norm changed? What we believe within 5 years, we will have a lot more online investment bank, digital banks, and a lot of the managers back end front desk, they will have a shift in their jobs, and they're able to serve a lot more customers with a lot more quality service. And what are the really choices of investments that we have is the most popular choices of investments right now, it's ETF, mutual funds, stock market. But the problem is with stock market, although you're able to get extremely high returns, more or less the market entry is very, very high. So you need to have at least probably 50,000 to get into stock markets, or you need to go through all that account opening, and you really need to understand which market to place, as well as how to do it. So by 2015, what is the solution that a lot of people gave out was the first artificial intelligence 1.0, which is the Robo-advisor 1.0. And what it does is that it really cuts off the minimum deposits, but the problem is that they're only giving an option for conservative returns. So if me as an investor, I'm 20 something, and then I'm getting my pay every month, but how do I really make my money, my savings, money making engine as well? So if I were to put it in the investment AI 1.0, it would be conservative returns, but I don't really want that. I want something that can really help me change my wealth situation. So if we were to compare with the elites, if you look at hedge fund managers, their risk and reward is really, really high, and their entry point is very, very high too. If you were to put your money in hedge fund managers, you would need to have at least a few $1,000,000, and that is not really very affordable for the normal people. But the problem is that when they have so much wealth, they're able to generate a lot more returns too. So let's say hedge fund managers, they're able to get back 200% of returns, while you look at your mutual funds is probably just 5 to 20% maximum. So what we're trying to do is really introduce the AI 2.0 concept. We will have the Robo Exchange ready for everyone to choose, and each robo, they're very specialized in their sector. So that means trading style, as well as region, industry, as well as how they want their risk evaluation. So it's like kind of like a booking.com. You know, you go to booking.com, you go to find the cheapest hotels, but where do you really find the cheapest investment, right? So that is what we can help the consumers cut off into, is that they're able to sign up online, they're able to invest straight away, and they can participate with just minimal deposits. And we really want that to be an AI generation where we adopt that online mindset. And if we look at the AI investment 1.0, it's very easy for people to get in, but the problem is that they only give you what you want. So their product is very diversified, but you don't really have the choice of the specific investments that you want. And for us, what we're trying to provide is really a hedge fund technology, but for a relatively cheaper price. So it's the same when you do stock trading, whether you're building AI, it's really the three main things that you really need to understand, which is focus. AI is able to help you focus 24/7. It's really able to help you get more data, store more data, help you make more smarter decisions. And if we look at how extreme it is, because it's working nonstop, then it just tries to improve itself again and again and again. And at the same time, it's the same thing as having the simplicity mindset of being easily accessible to everyone, because what we try to do is consolidate large amount of data, but quality data. and then we use that to put it in our product. So number one is focus. If we look at 100,000 listed companies, 5 million financial reports, how long is it going to take you to actually do that? But if we were to use an AI to do it, it would probably just take an hour or so to consolidate you a more overall understanding of how everything is. It's the same as Extreme. So our architecture is very much focused on just this investment AI. And then our technology is very similar to AlphaGo, which is the first best Go player that defeated the human. So it's like the chess of AI. And the third thing is peace of mind. When you're doing investments, a lot of people, they have this emotion when they do investments. They have a lot of fear of missing out, and it might lead to bad decisions in investments. And then what we try to do is really use a more conservative approach as well in understanding the battlefield as well as market trends. And then through that, we can really try to help them achieve financial freedom by making smarter and right choices. So what is investment really? Investment is a philosophy back in the past. What we want to portray right now is that it is a technology that everyone can use right now, and in the future that it will be a lifestyle as well as a service for everyone to enjoy. So that kind of ends the chapter of the whole concept. And what do you think about all of this, Arthur?
The first thing is what really came across my mind is today is, in a history of mankind, we are busier than ever. We are still caught up, with so much noise in the world, and just talking investment itself, there's really so much noise that's happening. Of course, if I could possibly relate, since the start of MCL, I've met so many online investment gurus, and to be honest, right, I understand investment in fundamentals. But here I am just thinking that, wow, there's so many people that, are caught up with the whole investment noise out there, and they portray themselves, as so authentic and so genuine and giving that sort of returns. Of course, sometimes it's it sounds too good to be true. And here is that, people are left, with not making a sound decisions in the end. And because they are not financially savvy or they're not financially viable. And too often is that they are always caught up as with a wrong making decision. And what you have just displayed just now to me, I particularly like this word. Investment is a philosophy in the past because there's so much theory and there's so much fundamental supporting it. But today, if I'm being assisted by what you have just explained just now, that's this AI 2.0 robots as a functioning with the inserted data of all 100,000 as a multi companies. I think it really makes my job easier, and I think more importantly, it helps me in a way to make my life more convenient. Instead of I'm so busy outside my business and my work, taking care of my family, and I just don't have the time to actually be monitoring my portfolio. And if it's something as what you have explained, you're giving me an opportunity first to equalize my opportunity with all the rich and elites, and it helps me to make better sound decision, financial sound decisions, and it just makes my life easier and convenient. Plus, in the end, technology it's an enabler to make my life better, isn't that so? Here are my thoughts.
Thank you, Arthur. So hi everyone, I'm Yeong, the founder of the Pentaip and also the CEO. And the next will be, let me to actually present about the product. So this is actually our product chapter. And I will actually go to the next slide. So this is a product that we're going to launch in the end of this year. It's Robo-advisor Exchange. And Robo-advisor Exchange is actually the Industry Age 4.0 because Industry Age 4.0 is actually a wave of new technology. And what we actually offer is, we offer 300,000 robo-advisor in the first stage. And each robo-advisor is unique. When I mean unique, which means that they really are different. They are actually specialized in different country, different sector, different industry, or even different topic, which means that you can find wherever robo-advisor that you need for your vision, for what you believe. And the most important thing is for B2C is no minimum deposit requirement. And let's have a look behind about what means actually the AI 2.0. AI 1.0, they basically only offer for one country, one region, and even it's just a portfolio management. But when it comes to AI 2.0, it actually already personalized. In this world, there's actually a lot of investment style. And even the same investment style, when applied in different sector, different region, it actually completely requires different setting or different practice. And that is what actually AI 1.0 cannot offer to people. But in AI 2.0, personalized become a very common need for everyone. So let me introduce about the product page. This is the Robo-advisor. And in the Robo-advisor, it's a very simple example. Let's say you actually are very passionate about, let's say, biotech. Maybe some of you actually are from biotech background. And then when you want to invest in the biotech, let's say like you are also a value investing believer. And in the same time, you are looking for dividend strategy. So when you come to the Robo-advisor Exchange, you just select the Robo-advisor that suits your need to invest like you do. And then most of the people actually in the world that were interested in investing, they heard about value investing from Warren Buffett. And we also have the value investing robot. Value investing robot, you can actually choose across just US, just United States, and then apply value investing strategy until you like to, until you think that it actually give you a better return. And actually the more important thing is actually the topic. For example, a lot of audience here, they might be actually specialized in they might be a game player. They actually play games or they actually everyday spending them, but they always is a consumer of game industry. They might have their view on the game industry. They know that is it going up or is it going down, but they never able to become an investor of game industry. When they playing game, they want to invest in game as well. But if you ask them to go to find which game company actually are doing good, they are lack of investment knowledge, they cannot do that. They don't have time to really go to research like professional did. So in this case, that actually the robo-advisor that specialize in gaming industry can really help people to turn what they familiar into their investment. So you can actually just go in, select the topic gaming, let's say the technology sector, software, choose the gaming, and then find the trading strategy that actually suits you. And the robot will actually customize and always be better, perform better and better time by time. And also the same thing actually happened in the engineer. Most of the engineer, they actually know the technology industry very, very well. A lot of engineers already know that cloud technology is the future of the technology. But when you're asking them which cloud company you should invest, they actually don't have time to research, but they have the vision. They have the vision of the future, how it actually should go. So with the 300,000 robo-advisor, this is actually the first time in the human life history that vision finally able to make return for people. Finally, your vision able to utilize and really to turn into your vision, invest and get return. And then I met a lot of people actually, they are very passionate about the green energy, especially after the Tesla. After Tesla, SpaceX, and then solar power. Some people, they actually are in the they actually are very passionate about the green energy and they only want to invest in solar. But if you're asking them, how many companies actually involved in solar industry? Let's say like the component supporter, or let's say like the component producer, the reseller, and the whole industry of solar, you have to spend a lot of time. Even you are very professional, you are a hedge fund manager, you are the most top elite, you still need to spend weeks to research about this industry before you actually know that which company are better. But with the help of AI, you can select, let's say you want to invest in this industry that you think is growing. It will be growing very strong. You can just simply find a robot that applying growth strategy in this industry and invest for you. And then it's the same thing. This is it's the same thing that when the robot able to select by topic, then there's one thing very important is in this world there's actually a lot of people. They actually cannot really do investment because of their core value or their ethical value. So let's say like I have a friend, he specifically don't want to invest in tobacco and alcohol. He don't want tobacco and alcohol inside his portfolio. So what he actually have to do is either he use time to study, or either he hire a portfolio manager to take care for him, and that costs him a lot of money. And a lot of people who actually cannot afford to hire a portfolio manager, with the help of robo-advisor, they can really select the robo-advisor that suits their core value. And then in front of the investment choice, everyone shares the same equal right. You really don't have any limitation to make your vision invest for you. And then the most typical recent trend is actually the blockchain. So blockchain is actually a very typical case that is the problem that we're solving. If now anyone actually they want to invest in the blockchain crypto, what they actually found is there is a lot of ICO coin, which we don't know that the ICO coin, is it really trustworthy to invest, and you have to spend a lot of time to really study. But for the crypto believer, they just want to invest in the company that who really doing research on crypto and really doing business of crypto. But no matter which professional you go to, when you want to turn your vision into investment, all the professionals need a lot of weeks to really study before they give you any result. So with the help of AI, you can purely just select the robo that are good in this topic, and then based on the trading strategy that the robot is specialized at, and then you can place the investment through that. So I want to give a very simple conclusion about this, what the product that we're going to introduce before I go into the next chapter. This product, whole product is just very simple. It's an AI. It's an AI for investment. But let's look through what is actually AI. 20 years ago, AI is a pure theory thing. It only appeared in academic. It never ever come to the reality world yet. But today, 2020, AI is already a reality. It is almost everywhere already. But AI in today is providing a lot of features. But AI will turn into a service in the next 10 years. All the engineer, all the technology person, everyone who have passion about AI, they are not making AI features. They are trying to provide AI service with features, and every technology person goal is the same, that to provide an extremely good service to the world, to the public. And that is the trend of future to drive the technology to move forward. And next chapter I would really like to introduce is the features. After we introduce the product, next, let's look about the features of the whole product. This is actually the landing page. Landing page is very standard. And then the next after this, what you will see is you will see the login page. The login page will require email, password. You can also log in with social media. And then after that, you will actually see the questionnaire. Questionnaire is actually the purpose to really understand you better. You actually an ethical person, or you actually want to drive the group, you want to grow your wealth with the help of AI, or you are a risk taker, or you are risk averse, and what kind of target that you actually are aiming for. And after you fill out the questionnaire, then what you actually see, you will see the suggestion portfolio for you. Of course, you don't need to be followed. You can skip the questionnaire. You can take the suggestion, or you can don't need to take the suggestion and then select on what you want. And after you click the explore now, you actually will go to your page. And when you go to your page, this will be the navigation at the bottom. And then the navigation at the bottom is actually the left side is the portfolio. You can go there to go back to your portfolio page. In the middle is the Robo Exchange. It's the core function here. And then in the left side is the social community. So let's have a look to the middle side, the Robo Exchange. How does it look like and how does it work? So this is actually the Robo Exchange. From here, you can choose the filter. The filter of country. Let's say like we are in Malaysia, you only want to invest through Malaysia Robo, or you, like myself, it's a US trader. I can choose that the Robo that is only in the United States. And then in the same time, we can also select by industry, sector, or the top performings. And let me go through this in the next slide. So example, let's say like I'm actually a risk taker. So maybe I won't choose the number one. I won't choose a safe. For me, the most suitable for me would be number 4, growth strategy. Means that the strategy are really growing the wealth. I'm willing to take the risk. So I want the Robo to really work in my risk appetite. And then in the same time, now myself is extremely good looking at crypto, the company who involved in crypto. So I can choose the focus area that is really on the vision that I believe in. And then after that, I can also choose the sector, industry, and the very important thing is duration. So a lot of robo-advisors out there, which they claimed the robo-advisor is just providing return. But actually, robo-advisor is supposed to serve human better. Investment duration is something that very personalized thing. So let's say like Arthur, your case is you actually are a short-term investor, or you are a middle-term investor, or you are a long-term investor.
Really depends, but then if it's a really good investment, I generally go for if fundamentally it's good, I really go for long term.
Okay, and myself is actually also the same, middle term and long term. I'm not so much a short-term trader. So that's why duration is something that very personalized. You ask 100 people might give you a completely different answer. So that's why duration of the strategy actually is a proof of actually how Robo can personalize it, and including a lot of trading strategy. So after you select a Robo, then you can see the Robo detail. The Robo detail, actually there is a Robo ID, of course, and then after that there's a detail of the Robo. So let's say like this one is a cash dividend strategy and only focus at USA, technology sector, and all industry in technology sector. And currently it's holding 10 stock. And then the performance highlight in 1 week is 3.21%. And if you click on the middle, you can see that there is actually some details that you actually can see more clear about this Robo. And then after that, if you scroll down a little bit, you will see how many total users that are following. And then also you can see the average holding day. So average holding day is actually related to the duration. So maybe some Robo, which are actually more shorter term or medium term, he might adjust the portfolio within 50 to 150 days. So with this one, you actually more or less, you can know that, okay, this Robo by average 89 days, you will adjust the portfolio for one time. So this actually will be something that very straightforward to know this Robo, how does it perform and what do you expect? What do you expect when you are actually invest through this Robo? So this is actually the flow of invest. The flow of invest will be very simple, just three points to really remember. First, you choose a Robo. You choose a Robo that suits your need. And then second, you enter your investment amount. And then you confirm. After you confirm, you'll notice it's 100% automate. So from here, you also can manage your risk. What is the risk amount that you prefer? What is the maximum risk that you can take for this investment? And then the transaction in progress means that every transaction, once you assign the Robo, you will see that the process of transaction, after all assigned, then you will see that everything is complete. And then there's also withdraw and invest button there. And this is how you actually choose the maximum risk setting. So let's say like myself, if I put in, let's say 10,000, and I only want it to actually give me a risk of around 2,000 or 3,000. So I would choose the risk around 20 to 30%. But sometimes if let's say I only put in 100, I'm willing to risk all. So I can choose the risk of 100% if I want to, right? So the risk of choice is very, very important, that everyone have their own preference on choice on 10%, 20%, or 30%. And then what is your next move is actually withdraw. Let me introduce a bit about the withdrawal process. So let's say like you click the withdraw, then what you will see is how the Robo actually make the settlement with you. So let's say like you put in 70,000, and then the Robo-advisor was making you profit of 16,000. So we take a 20% performance fee, like hedge fund, typical hedge fund model. Then after clearance, you have 12,800 left in your balance, and we take the performance fee of 20%. Everything is fully transparent. And then including the buy-sell record. This Robo buy what kind of share, this Robo invest in what kind of share, everything is fully transparent. And then at the quarter 4, you're also available for the demo account. So demo account will happen in the sidebar. This sidebar will be actually the portfolio activities, wallet, settings, and activate your demo account, and it will start from 100,000. So I remember very clear about myself that when I start my investment journey, I will actually start with demo account as well. And it back to 10 years ago. So I believe if everyone, if they are shy, they actually will start with a demo account. And then also the setting, we will actually cover the dark mode, light mode, and also the language. Language actually we will start from English and Chinese. And we are also looking to expand to Japanese, Korean language, because in this world, when we want to deliver the investment opportunity for everyone, there is one thing that actually facing very straightforward problem is a lot of people in the world, they are not familiar with English. They are very familiar with their mother language. So this is actually one of the things that we actually, through the development stage, we will actually include more and more language to let it to be friendly for the global user. And then also the currency, you can choose to display the base currency on your favorite. And also very important thing is you have to do the KYC. During that means that before you withdraw, you have to done your KYC. This is to avoid the money laundering law, to follow the money laundering law. And here is actually also including your personal information, your bank details, so that you can withdraw your money. And in the same time, we actually apply 2FA authentication. And then this is actually a notification. So let's say that this robot making you a lot of return, you can see through the notification, or if you don't want, you can just take it away. And then this robot also have the social community features, because from here is actually where we provide the customer support. So which means that from here, you can see the review, you can see the customer support. How do you understand better about this robo-advisor? And most importantly, you can rate directly to your robot, which means that it's fully transparent review. And then when you want to deposit the money, you can go through the credit card. We are exploring on the bank transfer, and also we are exploring on the crypto deposit as well. And then withdrawal. Okay, so this is actually how the withdrawal page looks like. You have to complete the KYC and also to avoid the anti-money laundering law, and also withdraw to the account holder account only. Okay, bank account of the account holder only. So, and then also if you introduce friend, you actually entitled for the coupon, which maximum up to $20 US cash credit. And then, so I actually want to come down to the conclusion of this slide. The conclusion of this slide is, after we introduce a product, and the product is AI, then we introduce the features. And the purpose of introduce the features is to provide a service. Just like I mentioned before, in the next 10 years, the things that really motivate the technology people to always work so hard to push the technology to move forward, the target is to provide a good service with AI. And Arthur, do you kind of agree on this perception, because you're actually a person who actually very in the front line of the startup and innovative? I believe that this direction is the direction of where the technology people are pushing the technology to. And how do you think about this saying?
Just to educate everybody, AI is a very big word, but if you really want to break it down, into AIs, we have the big data, the predictive analysis, and too often there's a lot of people, always making a comparisons, AIs, means it's robot, which it is, but essentially, AI, the whole entire systems, just keeps improving and it gets smarter, as though like how I always see it is like it's like a baby, and of course a baby, takes time, for the baby to be smart, right? Of course, AI expedites everything of that. The more information, the more knowledge, the more details that we put in, the system just keeps improving and gets better, and essentially will be leading you to a decision. And that's why in the AI, the breakdown components, it's we have the machine learning, we have the predictive analysis, and we all know that AIs will be replacing. I mean, while I know and I have heard as AI, have taken over investment in many ways, but what you have just shared just now was something very relatively new to me, simply because it's it was able to take over, my investment portfolio through the information that I put in according to my risk appetite and my investment objective. Now, but putting investment aside, let's just understand really the acceptance of how AI, we have seen already AIs definitely have changed in many professions. I mean, few of the jobs that I can really think of right now straight off of my mind, AIs, have really taken over receptionists, factory workers, couriers, taxis, bus drivers, soldiers, doctors, even security guards, people, sales frontliners, accountant, and all this has really become really very redundant. And even we are talking about this now, you did mention about Tesla, we are already experiencing already self-automated cars itself. And we know for one thing, I don't even want to say, for the next 10 years, for the next 5 years, many things, will the artificial intelligence system is smart enough to be basically deciding the life for everybody. And it's definitely what Pentaip is doing over here. You guys have possibly a first mover advantage in the wealth management and investment. Yeah.
Okay, moving on, I will be talking about what actually happens behind the scenes in Pentaip, because how would people know what we are? And then, so behind Pentaip technology, we have a lot of big data. And then what we do is cloud computing. If you look at 10 years ago, everyone's still carrying a USB, but right now everyone's just using Google Drive. So that's really how we're pushing all of our data online, as well as because this is a fund wealth management company, fintech company, we will be focusing a lot on our institutionalized AI aspects as well as cybersecurity. Because when we're dealing with money, there's a lot of people that's scared about privacy policy, invasion, as well as how do we make sure that their funds are always secure. So we focus a lot on security on our app as well. So in terms of data, what kind of data do we have? We have at least 100,000 listed companies data with covering 40 countries, as well as most of them having their macro currency, commodity futures, cryptocurrency, news, all these 19 sectors and most of the industries. And then what we have within our theory on all these building this AI are all of these theory. So we have portfolio group theory, quantitative investment theory, AlphaGo similar architecture, natural language processing, and a lot more. And behind all of this we're actually a team of 12 people, and 12 of us, we consist of all these business consultants, tech engineers, big data expert. We have advisors that hold very, very high financial CFA level, as well as traders. And what we believe is that behind every technology are visions and prospect, and we really want to put everyone's outlook, and they're really able to monetize their outlook through our platform. So let's go through the review section. So if you look at AI, do you think that, Arthur, do you think that all of this AI will replace stock investors in the near future?
Potentially yes, simply because really depends. I always look, into fundamentally the depth, of the data. As I go back, just now in a very layman understanding that it's how these babies, it's been fed, with knowledge. But what I particularly understand is that the Pentaip is being fed by you have your machine learning. Correct me if wrong. You have your deep learning. And all the information, the data you just checked, like 100,000 public listed company, different currencies, different regions, and I think that's something. Yeah, I mean that will be something very interesting.
And if we look at every single trend, there's always one company that really emerges and gives you one of the best returns. So every year, 0.6% of the listed companies, they will have at least 3 to 7 times the growth. So how do you really spot that? And for us, what we're trying to do is to really get the artificial intelligence to spot all these opportunities for everyone. That's why we believe that it can really change how investments work too. And what are your thoughts about of this data filtering and of this investment choices?
Too often, layman people wouldn't have that kind of information until unless it's like you are either in the industry that you work with traders, it's like you have insider news, you have the latest information, like how people, we often say, people buy on rumors, right? Nobody buys on logic, right? When it comes to investment, and people just jump on the bandwagon, the herd mentality when it comes to investment, and immediately just jump on, and later they realize that they're actually just buying, on rumors. So with that, if AIs were able to mitigate such risks, then yes, I think human AI system were able to perform better, than humans.
So, I mean, if we were to conclude investing, I think investing is very simple, but it just takes a lot of hard work. But throughout that hard work, are you able to really profit your investments? That still remains a really, really big question. Like what you said, like a lot of people, they get into the trend, but they don't understand what's happening behind the trend. So we look at billions of news in the world every day. How are we really absorbing all these information? And a lot of times it's really not quality information. And then and it's very impossible for all of us to consume all this data, as well as all of us to really consolidate what decision we're gonna make next. So through this, we believe AI can do better because not only we're processing numbers, but as well, we do a lot of news filtering as well, so that they understand actually is a little bit of both emotion as well as numbers. And we believe that in the next 10 years, the evolution of investment, artificial intelligence is going to change. Just like 100 years ago, probably 80% of us are still farmers, but right now, look at how the jobs are changing. We have social media influencers, we have YouTubers, we have all these tech engineers. So there's a lot of new opportunities, new jobs, but it's just that when are we gonna reach there? So if we look at our partners, I will pass it to Yeong.
Yeah. Hello, guys. Yep. So let me introduce about our main key partner. So our main key partner is GreenPro. So GreenPro is a Nasdaq listed company based in Hong Kong. And the way that we partner is actually because we want to offer the B2C product to the consumer. And how we actually partner is they take care of all the compliance and we take care of the technology. And then in the same time, we also are planning to go into the B2B business, but for the B2C, compliance partner will be very important, and that we are proud to actually partner with GreenPro. And what they actually have is they have 9 financial licenses in Hong Kong, which Hong Kong have only 11 licenses. They have 9 out of it. And I will just give a very simple concept of what they actually have and why we actually are proud to partner with them. And one very important thing is actually when we do the partnership, then the actually things is actually about we have to have the same vision. The same vision is actually what that means. That means that we have to be have the same vision in fintech. GreenPro have the vision to fintech since 5 years ago. That's why they collect so many licenses, because what they actually see is they want to invest in fintech. And what they see is regulation will be one thing that a fintech have to be solved in the future. So that's why they actually collect a lot of license. And now they are using the license to helping and acquire and partnership with the fintech company to bring the fintech to the next level. And because of this vision, we actually can be a very good partner together. And what I actually have to introduce about the concept is I want the audience, everyone here, to remember a concept of 2.0. Because 2.0 actually represent there is a first generation there. And that also represent there is a future generation. AI 1.0 is a robo-advisor that either you like it or you don't like it. They are already matured, 90% in the US, and the rest of 10% around the world, but they don't have really a customized service for people. And AI 2.0 is a time for customized everyone investment need to fulfill their personal goal, personal financial goal. And that is AI 2.0. And Arthur, do you think about this 2.0 is a better way to understand the whole concept?
It is. And of course, with the whole ongoing pandemic that's taking place, I think all this is just expediting this fourth industrial, I consider it a fourth industrial revolution, and you pretty much cover up as many things as like blockchain, cloud computing, your AI, and this is not only AI is at 1.0, AI, your AI has been around for many decades.
Mm-hmm.
And in wealth management particularly, I've heard, yes, AI is a 1.0. And while this is relatively new, to many, I think the real question is Yeong, is whether are you want to be taking this, being the first mover advantage of an AI 2.0.
Yes, definitely.
It's like how like at the very beginning of time when internet was being first introduced, in probably in the years in the 90s, and a lot of people were too worried, and then after that everybody was worried. If you could remember the Y2K, and there's a Y2K bug is going to terrify all of us. And then of course, there was a bubble.com, you know. But essentially look as where internet itself has taken us as where we are today, like how we are communicating right now virtually. It's all internet, right? And
Yep.
those are who actually ride on as on the first mover advantage, who believe in it and to adopt that technology in their life, in their business. Look where they are today. You know, they've built a scalable business, they've built a successful business. And I think right now, if I'm reflecting this as on a perspective as an investor, the real question is, like similarly, Yeong, I would see like blockchain. Like I believe in blockchain so much, you know, because it's like, you know, of creating efficiency, effectiveness as in business. It gives utmost transparency. You know, I that's what I like. But of course, a lot of people, you know, there's always like a few bad cooks that will spoil the whole soup, right? And then after that, oh, everybody says cryptos, you know, it's like a scam, right? And the fact that, you know, interesting, I kind of like it. The more people say that, means is that it makes me bring the first mover advantage. And the more people say that it's scam, right? Actually, the more I enjoy it because, like, okay, well, then these opportunities are for me, right? So at least I grab all this opportunity first. So my real question is right now, with all this fundamentally that you have already put in place, you know, and with your vast experience, with your expertise, you know, and bringing assembles Avengers teams, you know, coming together. To me, I will write on it because, to me, I just want to get out of the rat race as fast as possible. If you ask me, And I just want robots, smart robots, to make my life easier for me.
Exactly. You know, I like the way that you mentioned about the internet. You know, before internet, the whole business model is not free. But internet is the first who bring the concept of free internet to the people. Of course, everyone know free is the most expensive one today. Everyone know that.
You are probably the same generation as me. Remember how we first used the time jarring? Just to connect, so you know, probably it's just gonna take like God knows how many minutes. I mean, it's like if you guys on Zoom, on Facebook, if you're a similar generation as me, you probably knows, you know, what am I talking about? You know, buying a desktop, how expensive it is. I remember my parents. I remember at the age of I'm gonna reveal my age. At the age of 15 years old, I remember they bought a desktop of 8,000, and that took them months to buy, you know, a reasonable computer, heavy computer for me.
Yeah.
And look where we are today.
It takes my almost 1 year saving to buy my first computer.
Look at floppy disk. How expensive was floppy disk last time?
Yeah.
You know?
And actually, the same happened in the finance industry. The reason that why we want to be the first mover is because always the top technology are serving only small group of people. But technology should serve people without society status or without border. So just like internet can start with free. Wealth management technology can also offer to everyone. That is the things that why we want to do it to the society, because we believe that in front of the risk and reward, everyone shares the same correct. That's what we actually believe. And
Yeong, I've seen it in front of my eyes last time. John Paulson hedge fund. All this rich, I mean, there are a lot of rich individuals here, so I might be afraid to say this, but you know, all these rich individuals, I've seen John Paulson, one of the smartest hedge fund manager, and it's like he was able to give 500% to investors. But guess what, Yeong? You know what's the minimum investment? $250,000 American dollars.
What's so cheap? Last time it's 1 million.
Now this
really?
was
That
15
is
years ago.
This was 15 years ago.
This was 15 years ago. And that's just basic entry. Yeah, that's just basic entry.
Yeah.
You know, and here I am. So when I saw, you know, the portfolio that what is like the rich people get to enjoy, and the mass market get to enjoy, that 10 to 12% rich people are satisfied. I'm like, wow. So that the rich gets richer, and sadly to say, the poor gets poorer. And as much as the middle income earner, the urbanites want to go up, you know, to play the rich and elite game, it's gonna take them even for ages. It's gonna take them, and I find it's a reality not many people know, and it's actually very sad. Actually, it's very sad.
Actually, you see, sometimes when we recently reintroduced the concept, a lot of people were asking us one thing. They asked us, you see, normal working class, they have only choice to put their money in a low return mutual fund or fixed deposit. So when they are looking for high risk, high return, even they're willing to take the risk,
Yeah.
But do they have choice to go in, like what you said just now? The entry barrier is too high. Yeah, so that's why so many people go into money game. It's just because they have no choice.
That's right.
And if we can really offer a choice, if they're willing to take this risk, to take this much of return, if they're willing to expose to high risk, high return, can we offer this to them? Can we offer a choice for the society? That's actually the things that why our team are working so hard. Because we want to reduce we want to make no matter what kind of society status you are, everyone exposed to the same opportunity. That is what we are working hard why we're working so hard. Because
and sadly to say, the effects are, you're so right, you're on point. Sadly to say that why sometimes too often we all know this, let's face the reality, Malaysia is it's a money game place. My friends from US will always say, wow, why is it, there's so many money games as in Malaysia itself. But you're right, because of the limited knowledge, the limited accessibility to investment, and more importantly, is the limited availability of good investment. Let's not even compare let's just talk as even in Singapore. Singapore have plentiful of investment opportunities. They have all even the managed funds as over there. They have what, like iFast as like over here here there's iFast but over there they don't even charge as much as a management fees as how Malaysia is. Like take for example mutual fund. Everyone thinks as a mutual fund, it's a good investment. But let's just get real. The moment when you put your money in, 5.5, 6.5% has already been deducted as my management fee. Meaning that the fund manager has to really make even they make 10%, I'm walking away 3.5% and that's just simple mathematics. What if we're gonna use this nominal interest rate? A lot of people don't see that. A lot of people are just so blinded. So I really see you and the team, it's really doing something, put the wealth management aside, right? But you're really improving the social economy of the society, the welfare of the well-being people out there. And there's no other better time right now, especially with unemployment as spiking up. This is just the beginning. And
well, Arthur, your word made me almost want to cry because really is understanding about what we actually are trying to do.
Because I feel that, I'm constantly just, I speak to so many people, I feel that. And as me being, a person who used to run an investment consultancy firm, I saw the ugly truth of how rich people get richer, and the middle income earner and the poorer people would never get such opportunity like that. And I despise that. I really didn't like it at all. I wish I could be transparent to all these people, but it was just sad that it was just so devastating, and the effects will just keep growing and growing and growing. And I have to say that you guys are really, really making a big impact, to the people out there. Yeah, kudos to that.
Thank you. So I think now it's almost the end of the slide. So this will be the last slide. Just introduce about what we actually are, where we are. So now it's our first round of fundraising. Arthur, I welcome you to participate to be our investor.
Congratulations. Yes.
So this we're actually hosting in the Crowdplus.asia, which is an SC regulated platform. And then also the reason you see, why are we going to ECF? Why we are not going the traditional Series A? Because a lot of hidden condition. If you deal with a lot of Series A, Series B, there's a lot of hidden condition between different investors. But the advantage of ECF have two things. First thing is the spirit of public. Everyone can participate. That's the first thing. So that's why we put the minimum package very, very low. That's first thing. And second thing is, it's a crowdfunding, which means that if we are doing things for the making the society better, why we should go with the hidden condition? Why don't we go everything transparent? Everything transparent. The Crowdplus, unlike the Series A, you go through the big investor. The big investor do the due diligence.
Yeah.
And when we go through the SC regulated platform due diligence, it's everything transparent to public. The due diligence, really everything transparent to public. And then they spend us 2 months to do the due diligence, and the require has a lot, really a lot. But then we're happy to do that. We're happy to do that because it's we believe in the full transparent. And that's why our whole team are working so united, just because we do things in very transparent way. And then by the way, this ECF campaign, we plan to close it at 25th of June. And today is our concept launch. And I hope to introduce about what Pentaip are going to deliver to our society. And thank you. This will be the last page. Arthur, would you like to give a conclusion for this presentation.
To make you cry again.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was just so unexpected. Yeah, but really, thank you so much as a Young and Vikki for sharing. As I said, as I think too often as a lot of people have all the problems, the effects. As I wouldn't want to repeat again, but I think you guys as really will be a very good option. Pentaip it's a very good option. Alternative as to really solve the problem out there. What the world is facing, and I really just can't agree more that there's just no other better time than right now to really take action. Now, to all viewers and to all friends who are watching, if you see what you believe, and if you have an ounce of just taking the leap of faith as the first step, or believing these guys as have been working tirelessly for months. In fact, actually not for months, it's accumulated years of experience to really connect. I mean, I'm unable, as much investment savvy as I am, I definitely unable to connect the dots like how you did, Yeong and Vikki. And of course, right now it's really a lot of education to be empowering people to really be early adopters in this. And it's always, we say that always being an early adopter, so it's always you make the best out of it, not only financially, but you gain the most out of it in terms of education, in terms of knowledge and the trends as well. And so why not today, for all those who are watching, you have the privilege, you were given a choice whether to be, I mean, I assume all Malaysians, you're given a choice to leave your normalcy right now, be wherever you are. But somehow there's something tinkling you to join us and listen. If you were staying until here, I listened for the last 1 hour, there was definitely an interest that sparked in you. Now, if you give this guy's Pentaip team, they may look young, but their take of knowledge is in-depth insight. Have an interest, speak to them, and explore more. If you believe that what you see as an insight is as good as outside, then take action. Because honestly, what is there to lose in the end when you take the first action?
Yep.
And
then feel free to contact us as well. Anytime you can reach us through email. You can put in the Facebook place.
So
and also
how do we reach out to you? So where do we go to? Young, Vikki, where do we go to? How do we take action? How do we gather? That I believe now our friends are pretty excited to really take the next action.
I mean, our first starting package starts at around like 3,000 ringgit. And then you can start participating in the Crowdplus.asia. They have a website where you can invest online. Or you can just send us a direct message. We will contact you, and then we will answer most of the questions, because after our webinar from Mr. Casey Lau, we had quite a few interest as well. So they would just send us an email on, I think I can share it in the Zoom, and then you guys can see from there.
Okay. Let me type my email down.
To everyone who is watching, to all the Zoom viewers who are still sticking with us, definitely there's some interest inkling in you. There's something that tingles you. I mean, again, that's just it doesn't cost you a fortune, a dimes. Just to really speak to them, understand what's the intention, their purpose is of building this, and most importantly, what's the real purpose in that. I know it's just an hour. They wanted to feed us as much information as possible, but of course, ladies and gents, do stay tuned as we have more episodes that you will get to know, to see their good is looking outside good radio. To make sure, more importantly now, is to see whether their inside is looking as good as outside. Yeah. So with that being said, we have their email address for all Zoom viewers. We have their email address in there. So do reach out to them, have a word with them, speak to them, or if you're keen to really take the next action, do have your interest. They get able to sign up their interest, right, on Crowdplus. They're able to, okay. So they will, yeah. So go to crowdplus.com, and look for Pentaip. They have just officially launched their campaign. So guys, they are not only making an impact, to people through technology. After hearing the presentation, they are improving the social well-being, of the society. They are marginalized the wealth distribution gap. and they want to give equal opportunity to everyone. If you want to be part of this journey, do speak to them. With that being said, we thank you, for your patience. We thank you, for your cooperation. We thank you, for your attentive listening ears. And with that, stay tuned, with us for the next upcoming episodes. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much, Yeong. Thank you, Vikki.
Yep.
And goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.